Right, so I'm not sure what the title of this video is, but I'm just gonna speak it, alright? I haven't had time to record this video when it actually happened, but the thoughts are still fresh on my mind, so let's dive into it, alright? Shipping! That is the title. That's what we're gonna talk about in this video. Shipping. A lot of you guys like to ship certain characters. For example, the most obvious one, Neptune and Noir. And I have made it in some scenes, I've tried to make it pretty apparent that I don't see certain shipping exist. For example, when Uni was saying that it was weird for Noir to act a certain way, but we actually know that was Kurome. That was well, I should eventually talk about how I actually felt about that scene one day. Or I could talk about it to you right now. I liked how evil Kurome was being, okay? Like, there's sometimes, I mention it in MegaTagmension for something that Blonde does, but sometimes, you just want to see some evil. We all have, there's a whole argument that people play violent games and that actually helps them not do things that are violent because it helps them relieve stress and everything. Like, sometimes if you like a character, not that I hate Uni, actually her ranking, I will tell you this, Uni's ranking actually increased from MegaDimension for me. But just seeing, but I felt like I knew who it was, right? And I knew what she was doing, and a large part of me I liked it so much, and I was just like, Kurome, just be evil, go hand, like, that's why when I say I look at them the same, Uzume is Kurome, alright? Kurome is Uzume that went down a dark path, but it's still Bae, alright? I'll have to address that in another video because that's not what the topic of this video is. The point is, when that whole thing came about, I was saying how Uni's actions confirmed that certain ships didn't exist. And Noir's actions also confirmed that certain ships did not exist. Here's my thing with shipping, right? I don't like ships that I don't think have any ground for, because it might be, I'm not sure if it's just in the Neptunia series or it's in series in general, because like I know some shows, like for example Bleach, like there were like people were shipping the main character with different other characters, and I didn't really mind that much. I guess I just want the characters themselves to be happy. I think, yeah, that's the main thing. I just want the characters to be happy. And if I feel like there is a ship that will make the character not happy, or it seems like an abusive relationship, then that's not something I want. But we're going back to the Neptunia series. I don't like ships that, I feel like they don't have a ground for. Which is why Neptune and Noir, Neptune does so many things, I can't tell, if she's actually genuinely interested in somebody or not. Adult Neptune did happen to mention, how she likes that kind of thing. But one, Adult Neptune is not Neptune. There are differences between the two. And two, Adult Neptune is a character for the fans. Like I've said, she says things and does things for the fans. So, she could say Neptune. You can't read her. All right, you can't. But at least from where it comes from with Noir's standpoint, I don't see her looking at Neptune as more than a friend, because I don't see a reason for Noir to like Neptune that much, if that makes sense. Like, if we go from, that's what one thing where I'm saying I really want to know what the backstory is of the hyperdimension, as we did see the super dimension, Neptune and Noir get to know each other. But that was more, Noir had nobody and Neptune was somebody. Not necessarily Noir had nobody and then all of a sudden she loves Neptune. You know what I'm saying? She actually had a hard time tolerating Neptune, and then she, befriended Neptune. Which Neptune does that to everybody. But the point is, I didn't see any signs. The same thing with Nepgear and Uni. I didn't see any signs that. Actually, I'll touch upon this real quick. Uni, the reason I didn't like Uni as much is because she was so mean to Nepgear, and it seemed like there was no basis for it. So for that reason alone, I was like, Nepgear and Uni, it just seems like people are just kind of shipping them together just because they ship Noir together and Noir together with Neptune, and you know, they just want them to be together as well. I didn't like friendship. Yeah, sure. Like, especially in MegaTagmension, you could definitely see their friendship. But I didn't actually see, if anything, I saw more of a argument for Nepgear and Uzume than Uni and Nepgear. Because I said that kind of weird, didn't I? But regardless. Because Nepgear did a lot for Uzume. But Uzume is, I mean, not to say that she wouldn't do that for Uni, she just wasn't put in a situation where she would do that for Uni, or she could have done that for Uni. And we now know Nepgear and Uzume are family, but regardless, the whole reason being is I didn't see any reason for those ships to exist, for any ship to exist. Well, not any ship. Sorry, let me correct myself. Like, if you ship Noir and Keisha, even, it's like, okay, yeah, Keisha likes Noir, but Noir clearly has specified many times she does not look like Keisha like that. So, you know, what was it? But I do see, you know, maybe Vert and IF back then, but Vert and IF, you know, it seemed like even them had some, you know, issues where IF wouldn't like Vert forever. She seemed to be having a less and less more ideal version of Vert, and start looking at her as, you know, like a normal person. The one thing I could see was maybe IF and Kampa. That's maybe the only one, because it's one thing that you could see is there, and there are hints that appear here and there. And IF has been, you know, it's clear that IF has liked girls in the past, at least in different games. But anyway, I said all of that. How many minutes has this been? 7 minutes? Okay. Well, if you lasted this long, thank you guys for listening to me. I'm sorry, I really want to make sure. I feel like this is preferable. Many of you guys have made it clear, because I'm gonna say one more thing. The main reason I've been, you know, cutting myself off is because I was told very early on that I need to keep the flow. And the person who pointed it out, he knows who he is, and he had a point. I do agree that he had a point. But I also think that by being so nervous that I need to do that, it hurt me in the beginning, and I've been cutting myself off. And now you guys who actually stay around, you like hearing me. Well, at least I assume you like hearing me talk about different things. So I'm trying to, whenever I have a thought, just talk on it. Which is why this video was so unnecessarily long, because I was trying to tell you guys something. Despite all of that, I found myself liking a certain scene in MegaTagmension. Like, and I don't mean just like, oh, that was nice. I watched Noble's reaction to that scene. His reaction was nothing compared to mine. I mean, guys, I'm just gonna be straight with you, okay? I'm gonna be straight with you. I found that attractive. Like, and you know how I feel about those two characters. And yet all of a sudden, like, I don't know if it's because I've been playing for a long time and I was just so stressed out, but man, like, my heart was beating fast, and I was just like, yo, if this is happening, the thing is, there was setup, you know, and I don't know, it just felt, well, one, I will say this, it's a different game, and I am now in the position that whenever there is a different game besides Hyperdimension, you look at the characters differently. Like, we have Blue Noir and Black Noir, or Hyperdimension. We have the Hyperdimension Noir, Ultra Dimension Noir, Hyper Devotion Dimension Noir, Super Dimension Noir. They all have differences to them. So you can't really look at them as the same characters. Yes, they may have the same, you know, look, but there are differences between the characters. But at least that should be how it is. for the most part. So when I looked at this game, I didn't look at him as the same character. I mean, I try to look at, use the other games as a reference, but some differences will be there. Although I really haven't noticed too much of a difference with many of these characters. Vert is a big one though. Vert is just a lot different. But for the two, I'm not gonna spoil you guys. And I'm also wondering how I still have not, as of this moment, I have not gotten Plutia, Peachy, or Bay. I am mad about that. They're literally the 3 I need left. And they're the ones I've been looking forward to the most, besides Tamsoft. But I got Tamsoft in the beginning, and you know how I love Tamsoft. Well, actually, you don't, because you haven't even seen the first episode yet. You have seen the preview, though, and you should know from that. I like Tamsoft, alright? I like Tamsoft, but I just mainly made this video to say it went off so much on a tangent. I don't know if I can even title it the way I want to anymore. I was trying to discuss it around shippings, and then I went off so much. I hadn't talked to you guys in a while, right? So but it will be, the topic of it will be, shipping. Just here's the thing, what do you guys think about it? And like I guess I want a preliminary kind of thing. I feel like even those of you guys who don't know the game know the scene, who haven't played the game know of this scene, but even if you haven't, I still want to just tell me, like, I just want to hear your thoughts on the whole shipping thing. And yeah, because I know the game has undertones and things like that. But I guess my final thought is that I'm trying to tell you guys I'm not opposed to it. All right, trust me. When you see my reaction, you will see I am anything but opposed to that kind of relationship. That is not the thing. The thing is that if I don't see it, let's not try to make it happen. But yeah, obviously that episode will have a very obvious question of the day, and I feel like I'm going to speak more on that later on. But yeah, post your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you all next time. Jeez, man, 12-minute video.